Hey guys, welcome back to Kraku. Now, are you guys worried about what your strategy should be with over just under a month remaining for the exam? Well, this is a good worry because CAT is an exam that requires you to plan and strategize very smartly. I scored a 99.89 percentile last time, and here's what I did, and here's what I think people should do over the last month to solidify their preparation as much as possible. The most important thing with just under a month remaining is practice. You have to be prioritizing practice as much as possible. Now, especially for a section like quants, the more practice you do, the more you are going to be rewarded. And the same goes for LRDI as well. You have to be practicing as many kinds of sets as possible from every different topic. This is not the time to start any new topic. If you do that, you're not going to get enough time to perfect the new topic, or you're not going to have enough time to study the topics that you have already studied. This is the time to be putting your head down and practicing as much as possible. Now, talking about practice, the kind of practice becomes very important. Now, we come to the second thing which I think people should prioritize, which is switching gears from mocks to sectionals. Now, why would I say that? That seems counterintuitive, where most people say that CAT is an exam where you have to take as many mocks as possible. Well, they're not wrong. But with just under a month remaining, I think sectionals are a better use of time than mocks. Let's just look at it this way. When you take a mock, you have to mentally prepare yourself. You have the pressure of doing well in the mock. And once the mock is over, you're going to be exhausted and tired. And you also have to analyze it. This happens for every mock. But when you take a sectional, you practice for the sectional, take the sectional, analyze it, and then after a couple more hours of practice, you're ready to take another sectional as well. This simply cannot happen with mock. You have to be practicing as much as possible. This is the time to accelerate your practice with sectionals as much as possible and dial down the number of mock attempts from how many ever you're doing to one a week. One mock a week is more than sufficient for the remaining time. Rest of the time, I would genuinely advise for you to put your head down and practice as many sectionals as possible, practice as many questions as possible, right? It helps if you keep a certain target for a daily basis, like I will do 25 quant questions a day, 2 DILR sets a day. Keep that target and achieve it, and you'll feel good, and you can repeat that the next day as well. Coming to the third and last thing, it's about finding what works for you. Given the mock attempts, sectionals, or the practice, you have to figure out what is working for you, which becomes the most important thing. If your strongest section is V or C and you're hopelessly struggling in quant or LRDI, you have to figure out what is not working for you in quant and LRDI and fix that. So the practice is working for you, because you have to understand whatever practice you're doing, whatever mock attempts you're doing on a weekly basis, you're going to have to replicate that on the exam day. You have to figure out a routine. You have to figure out what is working for you in each section. What I like to do before every mock is solve a couple of easy arithmetic questions, which gets the juices in the head flowing, right? I feel confident that I can solve questions, right? I solve a couple of Sudokus, which really helps me with LRDI, and I am more or less mentally prepared to give a mock that time. Now, figuring out what works for you is very important, because as I said, you're going to have to replicate this on the exam day as well, right? So every mock you take it with the utmost seriousness and the utmost intensity, so that when the exam day arrives, you don't feel all that pressure anymore. It just becomes another practice test again, right? So follow this, and most importantly, as I said, figure out what is working for you and stick to that. The remaining 30 days of preparation, your last leg of preparation, becomes very, very important. And as I said, I know you might get a dopamine hit from taking mocks and doing well, but that is not the most efficient use of time right now. The better use of time would be to practice more questions and take more sections. Right. I hope this video helps. Right. We at Kraku are hosting revision series every Saturday. Right. We would love for you to join, and it will certainly help your CAT preparation. Thank you so much.